Hello, hello, ladies, and welcome to our third round of distance learning. So the tab for the coming week will be called 20 de abril a 24 de abril, and all of your instructions are going to look much the same as you've had in the past. So for this week, we just have two class meetings, day 7 and day 8. I have created another tab for each block. So we're actually looking at section B right now. So you're going to have your own Zoom and discussion nested underneath. So in the future, you can access your Zoom invitations easily. And then also, hopefully, we'll have some PowerSchool discussions instead of always using the Padlet for discussions. So I'll have that nestled right under here. I'm going to, for now, keep all blocks on the same page, color-coded. I am thinking about separating you guys into your own blocks, but for now, it's a little bit more simple for me, and I think for you to have everything on one page and just color-coded. All right, so over the next two lessons, we're going to complete the ER and IR verbs and then move on to the verbs tener, which means to have, and venir, which means to come. And they always pair, oftentimes in textbooks, they pair tener and venir together because they are irregular verbs and they have similar endings. So even though they don't mean the same, they just have a similar conjugation form. And just like in the past, all of our work is going to be due in the next class meetup. All right, so I have our schedule up here for this week, so you can easily access that. For day 7, the skill practice is going to be reading and writing in preparation for your assessment. So each block will be able to take their assessment at the end of this class meeting, and it will be open until Wednesday at 3 p.m. So the first thing we're going to do is meet up on a Zoom call. So again, you can find your Zoom link up here underneath this. Right here's the B block example, but you would see D and F represented under there as well. You can also find it under activities and assignments or right here. Lots of places to locate that Zoom invitation. Okay, and then the times that you're meeting for your Zoom are posted right here, color coded. And after we get off that Zoom, when I answer questions and we play Gimkit and Kahoot and Quizlet Live, we'll decide at that time which ones we play. You're going to be free to study for your super psych quiz. So what you're going to do first is open up your the quiz assignment. And under that quiz assignment is a little bit more detail about what's expected. It is on your honor, and you may not use any other notes to help you. You will sign the pledge within the super psych quiz. You have one attempt in 30 minutes. So you'll also see that there's an opportunity for extra credit. All right, so let's see. For additional practice, I have links here for very similar exercises that you'll see on the quiz in these 4 exercises, okay? And they aren't assigned to you, so you will need to go to the activities assignment, the all activities tab, not the assigned only tab, in order to access those. All right, so you can do that for practice, and then other practice is linked on the PowerSchool page under Practica. So that looks like, I'll show you in just a second, but it's essentially all those 6 or 7 activities that you did in day, I think it was day 6. You were tasked with playing different games and then screenshotting your results. So it's all of that practice. Let's see, other practice. Okay, these are the 3 things that you're going to be assessed on. I can recognize the meaning of ER/IR verbs. I can recognize the subject and conjugate the verb accordingly, because that's going to be really key when you are able to see what the subject is and then conjugate the verb. I have that very vividly highlighted on the study guide. And then I can make sentences using ER and IR verbs. So let's go ahead and open up that study guide and take a look at that really quickly. All right, here we go. So, looks like this, same information that I had mentioned before. So I'm just going to go ahead and down to part 1 is conjugate, very simple. You're going to have a few pieces to the puzzle, and then you'll be tasked with giving the infinitive maybe, the yo form, to form, different forms based on the other conjugations that you see represented. So as you know, this one is going to be across this line, all the verb, the ER verb, beber. And then you see this line, because of vivo and vivimos, it's going to be the infinitive what? Vivir. Yes. All right. Escoger is the next part, so it's pretty easy. All you have to do is look at the subject, excuse me, and choose the correct conjugation. And then this is the one where you're going to have to really use your skills in recognizing articles and prepositions that can go with this. Excuse me, my allergies are terrible, so my throat's all itchy. But you're going to do, this looks very familiar by now, is write sentences using the information provided. So by making any necessary changes, it essentially means you're just going to add an article and prepositions as needed. So you're given here in the model, los profesores vivir lejos en escuela. So because we know that in Spanish we have to use the school, and with prepositions you use de, with lejos, you know you have to insert that. So los profesores viven lejos de la escuela. So you will get partial credit for this assignment. So if you miss a preposition, please try not to, but if you do, it will not count the entire thing wrong. All right, and then the last part is completar. So right here, you're going to have a word bank to choose from, but you need to be able to identify the subject. So please, in your study, work hard on noting what the subject is so you know how to conjugate, all right? So you're really going to have to use your contextual clues, and you guys are really good at that. So good luck studying there, and I will be here to answer any questions you have. All right, day 8. The skill practice is going to be reading and listening. So the learning goal is we're going to introduce the verbs tener and venir and the commonly used expressions used with tener. For example, they say, I have hunger, I have thirst, I have a rush, I'm in a rush. Things that we usually use to be, I am hungry, I am thirsty, all that, they use tener. So they have hunger, they have thirst, and so on and so forth. So you can either watch this screencast with me introducing tener, and you can watch Profe Pedro on SuperSite. You can review these slides on all of the grammar of these two verbs, or read the pages 101 and 100 to 101 in beat text. They're essentially the same thing. And we're doing something a little bit new. So you're going to make your own notes or your own note catcher. You can upload them to the assignment, or you will upload them to the assignment notes. And that's going to be linked over here. So it's called Tener Venir Notes. And I did attach an optional one-pager right here. So it looks familiar to the printouts that I bring to class, where it's almost like a graphic organizer. So you can print those off at home and use that if you'd like, or you can just use a plain loose leaf piece of paper. And the segments in this lesson that you might want to keep in mind as you make your own notes are irregular endings, stem changes. Remember, the stem is the beginning part of the verb. Commonly used expressions with tener and how it expresses obligation, having to do something. I have to go, I have to learn, I have to read, or express one's feeling like they want to do something. I feel like doing something. I am ready to do something. That's another thing you'll see in the presentations. And then you'll complete these 3 SuperSite activities, and then you'll practice this Quizlet. And that's all I have. I'm sorry that this recording went up to 9 minutes, but we did have a lot to cover, and I just want you to be able to reference this if you have any questions. Email me anytime. Buena suerte.